Hi everyone, this is Heather Lawton from the Flourish.Academy. This is episode 198. Hey, I'm here with my good friend Amy. Hi Amy. Hi, thanks for being here. I had to bribe Amy to come all this way because you don't live exactly close.
No.
You're a couple hours away. Tell us a little bit about your business, what you like to photograph.
My business is Backwoods Photography, and I specialize in newborn children and maternity.
But you do a little bit of everything,
yes,
don't you?
Yes,
Yeah,
I kind of dabble in everything, but that's my cream of the crop. Is with the
is
children.
what your focus is. Your
Right.
major focus. How long have you been in business?
June was 2 years.
Okay, 2 years in business. And sort of something we were talking about off camera was, I said, hey, what about your mini sessions? And you said to me, tell us about your mini sessions.
I started booking my Christmas mini sessions about a week ago. I put up an advertisement and I booked 40 of them so far.
40?
Yes.
40.
40, yes.
Over how many days?
A little under a week, within the first 3 days.
Okay, and your mini sessions are, did you say 150 a piece?
Yes, 150.
How long, how many images?
10 to 15 images and 30-minute session.
Okay, and they filled?
And they filled. I have a couple spots in between there with the 30-minute session, but pretty much full.
Okay, so it seems to me like you haven't had trouble filling any of your slots. How often do you shoot? How many days a week? How many sessions a week is like typical for you?
Typical, at least 5 to most of the time 7 days a week.
You shoot 7 days a week?
Yes.
All the time?
All the time. I try to stay pretty consistent.
And you have a studio?
Yes, my studio's in my home, and it's kind of converted from a small space to a bigger space.
Yeah, and you have, the most intriguing part to me, Backwoods Photography is 100 acres to work with.
Yes.
You have a lot of land.
Yes, so I'm always trying to find new little spots and new places to set up things.
To set up and shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can I share just how we met?
Sure.
This is my favorite story. I tell everybody this story. This was 2 years ago, because you've been in business 2 years.
Yes.
So this is June of 2015.
Yes.
You called to schedule a mentoring session, 4 hours, you wanted to work with your camera. Great, okay.
Right.
So you show up. Do you remember this?
Yes,
It's
I
hilarious.
do.
You show up with your Canon Rebel in the box, and you put it on my desk, and you said to me, listen to this, this was crazy. She said, I said, what do you want to cover in the next 4, we have 4 hours, and she said, I want you to teach me everything you can about my camera because I have 3 sessions next week. The camera was in the box.
Yes.
You had no clue. Okay, how did you have 3 sessions before taking your camera out of the box?
Well, I wanted to be proactive and
I'd say.
and make sure that I had something to work with. So I did offer a free session of each thing that I wanted to come in, and I got a lot of feedback from that. So I booked 1 session with a newborn, with a 1-year-old, and with a maternity at that point.
And you posted on Facebook for that?
Yes, I posted it on Facebook. Like, we have like a garage
community,
sale,
yeah,
garage sale type thing, and I got a lot of feedback from that. So I did 1 session for each of those, and I did 1 other free session. It was like an engagement type one, and those were the 4 free sessions, and then charged from there.
Okay, but you didn't know how to use the camera.
No,
You
I
booked the sessions before.
Right.
Okay, where does that, I mean, we can't even go on until we figure out. And I said to you that day, first of all, I said, who are you?
Yeah.
What do you mean? And I asked you, like, where does that come from, that, I don't know, that drive, that ambition, that desire, that fearlessness? You were fearless.
Right. Well, I felt like if I was going to do it, I have to do it. I couldn't tippy-toe around it. So I'm like, if I force myself to do this and already have sessions booked, I had a commitment that I had to fulfill. And I couldn't turn back or, say, oh, I'll start it. And it forced me to just do it.
So it forced you to do it. You had to learn it.
Right.
Were you nervous?
Very nervous, yes.
But you did it anyway.
But I did it anyway.
So what advice would you have to someone who says, I want to start taking photographs and learn how to be a photographer, start a business, but I don't know where to start?
I mean, the biggest thing for me was just going out and doing it. You're gonna be nervous, you're gonna be scared, you're gonna think, oh my God, you're gonna mess up. We all do. We mess up. I look back at my first pictures and I'm like, oh my God. Like, my lighting was off, like everything was, but my customers still loved it.
Yeah, right.
You know, so you just can't be scared, and you just have to soak in as much information as you can and learn every single day and just keep going forward.
But you did it very quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some people who are like, I want to practice first so I get it right prior to booking clients. But you said, heck with that.
If I said that and practiced, then I would still be practicing.
Yeah, it would you'd never be ready.
Because I always feel like I can improve. So if I waited until I felt like I was perfection with it, I would still be practicing.
Yeah,
right. And so you just have to just go and do it.
And so that 4 hours, I taught you about the exposure triangle in your camera, right? Okay,
Yeah.
You went and did the sessions, and then the next week you called me and came back and said, okay, now I need you to teach me everything about post-processing because I have these photos.
Yeah.
I need to edit.
Yeah, now I have these sessions and I need to know what to do now.
And you just went for it.
Yeah.
You have a lot of just the drive, ambition, but the fearlessness is what I think intrigues me and probably intrigues most people, is like, how do you just do that? You just did it.
Yeah, you just do it.
Because what's the worst that could happen?
Right. I mean, the worst that could happen is I could have been really terrible and never get any clients.
Right.
But
because you didn't come from a background of photography.
No.
So
no.
it was brand new to you.
Brand new to me. I mean, I never owned a nice enough camera to even, take pictures before. And if any camera I did, it was on auto. It was...
So what got you interested in it?
Well, I moved out here to Pennsylvania, and I always enjoyed, pictures. I always, looked at them from afar and said, "Oh, I wish I could do that." And I had the opportunity to be an at-home mom, and that just wasn't enough for me. It didn't keep me, my brain stimulated enough. So I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna start taking pictures."
And you did it!
And I did it, yep.
So what makes this story even more interesting that we haven't touched upon is that you knew no one. You had moved here, you knew Matt and his family, but you didn't have your family, you didn't have any friends or any base or any community.
No, I didn't have anybody to say,
Zero.
"Oh, can you come out with me and let's practice," or, get things. I didn't know anybody. So it was, starting with, I would go to places, I'd go to the mall, and I'd be like, "Hey, here's my card. I'm starting out, you come get pictures of me," and, just started like that and building up my foundation.
You're very outgoing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you think
I'm a talker.
Yeah. That plays into it.
Yes.
Right. Like you were not afraid to walk up to someone and say.
I was nervous. I mean, you're always nervous, and maybe a little bit scared, but that wasn't going to stop me.
Nothing ever stops
No.
you. I see that drive in your eyes, and that fire, and I saw it from the day you walked in here.
I remember you saying that.
I said there is something very special about you, and I never worried. Like I didn't worry about it. So you could, because the skills are learnable.
Right.
You had something intrinsic that you were just able to go for. Okay, so you moved to this area. You know no one.
Right.
So you can't say, "Let me practice with your friends." You have your husband. You have 18 kids or thereabouts. There's a lot of kids.
Yes.
You're busy.
Yes,
You're busy.
A lot of kids.
You have a lot of kids. You're busy. You know no one. And I'm just going to start a photography business. And
Yes. And I remember when I first started, I would have like 3-4 sessions a month, and I was like, "Woohoo!" This is super, super exciting. And just to build from that, I sometimes look back at my calendar and I just see how it just progresses from month to month, and how it just evolves from where it started at.
How many clients would you say you have?
I have quite a few. I mean, it's really great because where I start with maternity, I offer packages that I go all the way up to their first year. And then even if I get them sooner, like with engagement or wedding, and the next thing you know, they're pregnant. And so my clients really feel like my friends.
Yeah, they love you.
Yeah. They really, I have that nice hardcore base that I have. But I have, I'm sure, over a couple hundred.
I think clients. You have hundreds of clients. A lot of people. You're now, but only 2 years in.
Only
very, very well known in your community.
Right.
And the reason I know that is because we've shot a couple weddings together.
Yes.
And when I was at these weddings, everybody knows who you are.
Right.
Everybody. And because you photographed this one's children, or this one's maternity, or this one's newborn.
Right.
Like everybody. I think it's your personality. I think
Yeah.
I think you're easy to be around.
Yeah, I try not to take anything too serious.
Yeah, you're super relaxed.
I don't mind embarrassing myself to try to get the smile or do what I need. I am very comfortable with children, and parents, I think, see comfort in that when you're good with children, and so I really focus on the kids when they come to see
You're
me.
very patient.
Yes.
I've noticed you're very patient.
Yes.
And you're just easy. Just everything for you is like happy and easy and joyful, and it really does make it a joy to be around you.
Right.
And I think
right.
people are attracted to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So of course the photos are good, of course, but I think they want to be around you.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that I think your happiness and enthusiasm. Well, I mean, this is scientifically proven that emotions are contagious.
Mm-hmm.
And you're relaxed and easy, and you know how parents get like stressed
Right,
out.
right, because they want the perfect picture.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's I always feel it's my job to, you don't have to have the perfect picture, but if you're able to make the most perfect environment as you can, you're gonna get some good shots.
You have a ton of repeat business. When you say
Yes.
that's like the bulk of where your business comes
Yeah, I would probably say 70% or so is like that repeat business, and
from. And the other part's word of mouth.
Word of mouth. I mean, I don't do any advertising. I mean, I've boosted a couple of my minis a couple of times, but I haven't paid for any type of advertising outside of boosting a post.
Yeah. Okay, we have to, I mean, you're phenomenal. You are an incredible success very, very quickly. So people that are watching are thinking, okay, I want to do that. I want to be like Amy. I want to figure out how she did it. So take yourself back to the beginning. How did you start to get those first couple of clients to build that base?
Right, sure. So, like we said, a lot of it is word of mouth. So what I started, and it started bringing people in, is I offered a referral program. And I would say, hey, if you refer 3 people to me for full sessions, I'll give you a free mini.
Okay, perfect.
And that really did get the name out there, and like people started to see. What I also made sure I did is I would post things, it's kind of a pain, but I would post things both on my personal page and on my business page, because a lot of times a lot of people don't see things on my business page, but if you tag on your personal page, a lot of people see that and their friends see it, and countless times I get people say, hey, you took so-and-so
Yes.
pictures, and so that's how you're going to start that base. Just get your name out there. Don't be scared, to go up to people. If I see a pregnant mom, I go up and...
Do you? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll, start off with a compliment, how cute they look,
Yeah.
how gorgeous they look, and just say, hey, here's my card. I mean...
You should check it out.
Yeah.
Wow. And so the referral program, do you think that just like boom, 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 boom?
Yeah, I think it just kind of grew and grew. I don't do that any longer.
Because you don't have to.
Half the time I forget to say it anyway, but I don't say that anymore. But that's really started that base, and then word of mouth is really, if you make an impression on someone, they're gonna remember, and they'll feel good about saying your name.
I think you do an exceptional job, and they remember you. So you're right, because if you're forgettable, then they don't have anything to talk about.
Right.
But you give them something to talk. You're also very interesting.
Right.
Like your home life is very interesting. You have all these animals, all that property.
You're right.
There's something always being built.
There's always something being built, a new animal coming in, but yeah, and I try to make that as much as part of, I like to try to make people feel like they're going into their home and the comfort of their home, and just relaxed. Like I try not to, I'm certainly not professional when it comes to that, but I think that's what people really are drawn to.
That's a good point. You put yourself out there, so there's really no dividing line between your personal and your business, is there?
Right. No, I'm just me, and I treat my clients like how I would treat my best friend. And I talk to them that way, I treat them that way, because that's how I would want to be treated,
right.
And how I would want to feel comfortable around someone that you're brand new.
Yeah. The first time I came to your home, which was a couple of years ago, it did have this feeling of like you're just welcome there.
Right.
Yeah, it's very easy.
It's not clean, it's messy,
you're just normal. You're just a normal person.
Right. Yeah.
But I think the key here is that some people want to be very private and keep their private, and that's fine. That's a choice. But I think that's the draw.
Right. Yeah. No, I make it a point of if we get a new animal, it's in the next couple of sessions, and it doesn't if they ask for it or not. Like you're getting a puppy in your session, or
yeah, the puppies, the horses, the chickens, and the cats.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What advice would you have for someone that is just starting out and just really struggling to even just get a couple of clients?
I would say you just, sitting in your home and thinking about it is not going to get you anywhere.
Oh, good advice.
I mean, you really have to get yourself out there. Go to, I'd go to the mall, and I would just, anybody with a kid, or if I seen anybody, I'd be like, hey, here's my card, just check it out. It's sitting there thinking on the computer, looking at other things. It's not going to get you out there. If you are part of like any of those online garage sales or community sales, when I first started out, I would really push putting stuff on that kind of stuff, and you would get some. You're not going to, and you have to become okay with you're not going to get every client.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started out, I was like, oh my gosh, they didn't come to me. Why? You're not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and you have to realize that that's okay.
That's okay.
You might not be in everybody's price range, and that's okay. Because when I first started out, it'd be like, oh, I'll do it for this price, or I did just to get anything. And then I had to get the focus of, this is why I do this. This is, I'm not going to be everyone's cup of tea. And that helps.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about pricing.
Yes.
You started out very reasonable. What were your sessions when you first?
My sessions when I first started out were like $125, and it included, I believe 40 to 50 images, and I would even include prints with that. Anything to try to entice some discounts off of stuff. And that was for a full session. At that time.
And then, at what point did you start to?
When you started pushing me.
When I said,
yes,
enough.
Amy. Right.
Because you didn't quite see that you were good enough yet.
Right.
And I said, but you are.
Right.
So
then I started little by little, I would increase like my minis. I started out at $75.
Yeah.
And now my minis are $150. So, so I've increased that. I increased my regular family sessions. I don't give all of those little,
extras.
Oh, can my whole family come with, like all of those. I really stick to what needs to be done.
And what is a full session for you now?
Full session now, it depends on the size of the family, but it starts at $225 and goes up to $325.
And that includes digitals for now?
Yes, that includes digitals. I just send them over by Dropbox. I don't mess with the CDs or...
No, you don't have time.
No. I don't.
You're very streamlined because you have to be.
Yes. And
7 days a week.
Yeah. And I have 6 kids, and I'm a
22 children and 85 animals.
Yes, I'm a one-woman show, and I'm the first to admit to all my clients, I'm not the fastest. I'm not going to get you your session back in a week, and by the end of the session, they understand.
But they still love you.
I put my heart and soul in every picture. I wouldn't give a client a picture that I wouldn't want to hang on the wall, in my eyes.
Yeah, and you've been working this hard for 2 years.
Yes.
I mean, you have been go.
Yes.
So do you plan to slow down anytime soon?
No.
Or adjust? No, you just love it. You're just a go-getter.
Yeah, I just want to... Now, Matt would probably say he wants me to slow down. He's starting to pencil in his name on my weekends next year. But
that's hilarious.
Yes, yeah. But...
you enjoy it.
I enjoy it. I really do. I really love what I do, and it makes me happy to be able to make other people happy.
So when you started photographing, you knew you had to learn how to take photos, but was there anything that surprised you about the business side of things, and do you love that part as much?
I do. The business side of it, you come to realize that, there's a lot that goes into things. I have also found that the way that I work, I personally invested a lot into starting up, like the props and you know, stuff like that to get me started, and I'm kind of hooked on them too.
You are a prop addict.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
I have slowed down. I've definitely slowed down, but
Although at lunch you just told me I need Matt to build me a storage shed for all of my props.
Yes, it's just becoming too cluttered in my area, but so I really invested a lot in that at first. Doesn't mean that that's what you need, that you need a lot. Right. Because I find myself that I like simpler stuff, but I've also have come to know that people or clients really like when you do stuff for them so they don't have to make a decision.
Oh, good point. That's a good point.
I do a lot of cake smashes, and I do a lot of, you know, little children, and I include everything. I tell my client, all you have to do is pick the theme, and I'll have it.
You handle it all.
They don't even know what it's going to be looking like.
And they love it.
And they love it. I mean, and I am kind of controlling in that aspect because I want to make sure. So I include the cake, I include the props, the backdrops, I set everything up. So and I have gotten a lot of really good feedback about that, oh, I'm so happy that I don't have to worry about any of that. And I have tons of outfits and I get so many compliments. It's so nice that you have stuff that I don't have to worry about what
to wear,
what them to wear, and stuff like that.
So you're really good at doing that, like, extra level of service. Don't you think that sets you apart?
I think so. I mean, I try to really offer that because I always have like a vision in my head of like what I want to execute. So if I want that to come to life, then I have to make it happen. I can't expect my client
to do it, right?
To make that happen and it be what I want to happen.
Right. You have the way, and they would show up all kinds of crazy.
Right.
Right. And as a parent, I don't want to have to think about it.
Right.
It actually stresses me out to think how I'm going to match all of us. So if you tell me just show up and, you know, do your hair and makeup and I'll make sure that you look good.
Right.
I would love you forever.
Right. I mean, and that's what I really try to provide is the less stress that the parents and the mom is going to have, the happy they are going to be to come see me.
The more they love you, for sure. Okay, there are a couple questions. Are you having a workshop or training soon in Pennsylvania? We'll do it together. I'll coordinate it and you can teach it. I think there are so many areas that you are gifted in, but really what impresses me the most was your ability to build a foundation and grow a business. I mean, and it's been 2 years, but really it took off immediately.
Right, yes.
Without knowing anyone.
Right, or anything.
So if you, no, anything, right, correct. You knew nothing.
Right.
Less than nothing. I mean, you didn't know about business. You didn't know about the camera gear, the equipment. You didn't know about shooting, and you didn't know anyone in your area. So if you see people that are saying, like, I'm having a hard time getting clients, do you ever think, like, well, if you have friends, that's a great place to start, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, if you have, you know, your friends and family, if you have them around you, use them, you know, take pictures of them and get the word out there that way. I mean, that's definitely, you know, even when I went back I'm from South Dakota and I went back this summer and it was our vacation and I booked sessions
while you were there.
While I was there. I mean, because people found out I was coming back home, and so, you know, use your base if you can, you know, use your family and get started that way.
Right, they can do that. This is just such a great story. Every time I'm around you, I'm just grinning from ear to ear because I can't imagine how anybody could do it so quickly. So you get these couple of clients. You also built your website or had your website done really quickly in cards because you really did start passing out your cards to just random people.
Yes, like, I had my cards before my website was even done.
Yeah.
So at that point, it was just a phone, you know, a phone call that they
But
could.
it didn't stop you.
No,
you never waited.
You can't. No, you just have to just go and you just have to do it.
And so if they go to a website that's not there yet, oh well, I guess. I mean, it'll be there soon.
It just said under construction and
give me a call.
And then they would call.
Or email you, but because people tend to hit into these roadblocks. Right. And they become easy excuses for why they can't do something. I don't have a website. Well, you have a phone.
Right.
So you can put your name on a business card with your phone number.
Yep. You have to get in your mindset when you're first starting, and I still do it these days. You're not going to be a 9-to-5 business. I'm answering, which I drive crazy, but I'm answering messages at midnight sometimes, you know, because I just feel like that's just something that I personally, you know, need to do. But in the beginning, it's very important to, you know, try to reach out as much as possible and don't let things slide, you know, say, oh, I'll just respond the next day or something like that. You just have to get on it.
Being timely, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have a little more boundaries around that.
I know, yeah. I'm trying to get there.
Once, you know, my kids get home and it's like 5 o'clock, I'm really, unless it's something really urgent, I typically do. But it's a little bit different. I have weddings and you have a lot of portrait clients.
Right.
Which begs the question, how do you keep them all straight? That many clients, that many sessions. How do you manage all of that just logistically?
Well, so, I mean, I have my calendar, and I try to just do one full session a day. That doesn't always work out. Newborns I always do in the morning, so that always gives me that capability of still doing another session in the afternoon. I do have it where we have multiple sessions in a day. But as I'm editing, I always keep them in order.
Oh, okay. Right.
I always start with, you know, and if I start saying, oh, I'll do this or I'll do this, then it just gets all messed up. So I just strictly stay in order, even though I'm like, oh, I really want to get to this one because it's going to be great. I have to just stick that way so that it doesn't go out of balance.
Any studio management software or anything like that? No, just not, no. Because you just have a calendar and you keep it all straight. I just imagine you have a bazillion emails.
I get a lot of stuff is through Facebook. A lot of inquiries, you know, I get every once in a while through the website, but it's not as fluent as like through social media. Now for invoices and organized like that, I do use 17 Hats.
Yes.
That is a program that I use, and I'm very comfortable with that, and it keeps me organized in
terms of payments.
Payments and stuff like that.
Which is important. You have to get paid.
It is important. Yeah. And I used to put all of my appointments in that too. I don't do that anymore. Much. It's just my calendar.
I think you need a personal assistant.
I do.
Or a studio manager. So you can just be like, you're the face. You're out there with the people.
Right.
Let somebody manage all of that. That could be your goal. Maybe for speaking of goals, do you have any big goals for 2018?
My big goals are, I always have goals of new lighting, new lenses.
A different look. You have a different vision for something.
I do. I would like to expand to a couple different locations, different things that, because I find myself, I have 100 acres, so I'm always utilizing that, which is wonderful. It's great.
It's great.
But personally, I get
bored.
So maternity and seniors, I'm like, oh, let's go somewhere. Let's go on location because it's easier, than like with kids and stuff like that. So I just would like to expand a little bit more into different locations.
And you've done a few weddings.
Yes.
How do you feel about weddings?
They're not my favorite. If I could just photograph the bride and groom, it would be great, right. But they're very stressful.
Because we shot a wedding this past Saturday. It was 45 degrees and raining all day
long.
So challenging,
and she was a bride that had lots of Pinterest
ideas,
with these gorgeous sunsets, and
we didn't have it.
We didn't have that.
We didn't have it.
Yeah.
No, we did the best we could.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you're so good with people, and you're so well known now in your area that you're going to get more weddings. Because weddings beget weddings, and the more you do, the more you get.
Right.
So, you know my feelings about that. Raise your prices.
Yeah.
Raise your prices so you can focus on the areas that you really enjoy. You really enjoy.
Right.
Any last minute words of wisdom for somebody starting their business, or how like if somebody said, I want to be like Amy, I just want to have that fearlessness, how would you coach them?
I would just say, always have a smile on your face. I mean, there's so many times that I wake up and I'm like, oh, I wish it was raining so I didn't have to do this.
I need a day off.
Yes, I need a day off. But you just have to just put your game face on and just be like, I am going to do this because I'm going to be a successful woman and I'm going to make this happen.
Oh, you know what? Success is something we talked about when I very first met you. You were like, there's just no other option.
Yes.
It's just
no other option.
It's just what's going to happen.
It's what's going to happen. And I mean, if you have a vision in your head, go for it. I mean, there's so many times that I'm like, oh, I wouldn't be able to make that happen. And I just start creating and it all comes together. So just let your mind.
And you make it happen so quickly. That's what's impressive about you. You're not afraid to fail.
No, I'm not. Not at all. I mean, because that's, in my mind, makes you stronger.
Yeah, so if I screw up, I'm just going to get back up and do it better.
Yep. And if I have something in my head, I got to get this done, I'm going to go get it done. Whatever means it happens, that if I have to get out there in the mud and do it,
You're a very hard worker.
I'm going to make it happen.
You're a very hard worker.
Right.
I'm going to share this video in the community group too. Maybe you can chime in when people ask questions about getting clients. And listen, you guys, take advantage of Amy's presence in the group. She's in our community group. It's Backwoods Photography. Amy Stotts is her name. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
You're a huge inspiration to me and to everybody else. You just tickle me pink. She brought the camera in a box. She said, teach it to me. I have 4 sessions next week. And I'm like, what? Who does that?
Yeah.
Amy Stotts.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you in the next video.